What's up, guys and girls? This one is pretty much a follow-up video to the first video I made about a couple of days ago. In this one, in the first one we covered starting a base map, modifying it to suit my car, aka your car, whatever vehicle you're using at the time, getting the vehicle started, and then we pretty much monitor the fuel ratios. In this one, we're going to cover syncing your ignition timing. What that is the ECU and the engine's timing has to match. What this means is that if your distributor, your coils or whatever is firing, say 10 degrees advance, 15 degrees, let's just say for today we're looking at 10 degrees, right? Say you want 10 degrees advance, you need to ensure that when your ECU is telling your engine to fire 10 degrees, that is actually firing 10 degrees. What may happen is that you may be advanced on your engine side, maybe your distributor rotated, maybe it's loose, or you just didn't sync the timing. What will happen is that you can be firing the 10 degrees and you may be off 10 degrees advance in addition to that, or 10 degrees retarded. If it's retarded, usually you just find you get the car will not make power. And if you try, in a case where you're trying to start the car, like what I'm trying to explain now, what you may find happening is that you may get a hard start. Too advanced, you may find you getting what in my experience, too much ignition advance. When trying to start, you get a kickback. What you find happening is that you're firing the plug just, well, when the piston is going back up. So what you find happening is that the engine cranks, but you almost find, well, it sounds like the engine almost wants to spin backwards. But you'll get it when it's your turn. There are two ways to do that. You can do it if the engine is, if you're lucky enough to enter a trigger advance in your setup and it's close enough and it's running, you can just lock the timing and then do that. If not, what you can also do is that you can remove your fuel pump fuse or disconnect your injectors, basically remove all fuel from the engine bay, and with that you will remove all of your spark plugs. I prefer this method to basically get the plugs out so that we have less compression, and then leave spark plug number 1, and then you do that method. But either way works the same. If you by yourself, you're pretty much going to have to try to get the car started and then sync it, because you won't have someone to be swinging the ignition whilst you are looking at it with the timing light. Let me switch over to the laptop and I'll show you what exactly you need to do on the laptop side in order to get this done. You need to pull up 2 tabs in order to do this. On the settings, we need trigger setup, and on the spark you will need, oops, not spark table, you're gonna need spark settings. Right, what we're going to do is that under here we're going to be locking our timing like so, and then this will pop up fixed degree. On my crank I have a mark for 16 degrees, so I'm going to lock my time to 16 degrees, and with the timing line I'm going to see that my 16 degree mark is aligning with the reference point or the point or whatever it is your crank may have or at that time. And if it doesn't sync up, we're going to be adjusting this number. I can tell you off the bat which direction you need to go. So what you do, you place your timing light on there. So in my case, say I were at 19 degrees when I sync my timing and my car started with its locked. I would go here and I need to go at 16, so I pretty much pull 3 degrees. I would go 1, 2, 3, or I can just enter 137, whichever, and then you hit burn after all of these changes. When you lock the timing, you hit burn. When you make your changes, you hit burn. You go back, you check it with the timing light, you see that it's dead on. or if it needs some more adjusting, you adjust it in whichever direction you think it needs to go, up or down. You'll just have to do a visual. Right, when you're done with that, you go back under here. You have to ensure that you turn this off. So in that case, now with it off right now, the ECU would be referencing your timing table. If it's on, it locks your timing to whatever number you set at the bottom. So now it will reference my table, and now my timing is pretty much set. Right, let me switch over and I'll show you how exactly you use your timing light. Well, I use a timing light. Okay, so I have my timing light here. First and foremost, this here, the clamp, induction clamp. You put it on your number 1 spark plug wire or coil. You'll also have this negative and positive side of your battery. If your battery is not at the front, you can hook this to the positive on your alternator or any 12-volt power source, and this can go on the chassis or any good ground. And essentially, with the engine running, I'm not sure if you can see down here, but reference point is, let me see, I don't think you guys can see. Can you? Yeah. No, I don't think. But anyways, 16-degree mark will be looking at the timing light down here, flashing the timing light, and your 16-degree mark on your crank pulley will be moving about. When it's locked, it will be dead even somewhere. So if it's over on this side to the left, it's, or in my case, it would be advanced. If it's on that side, it's retarded. So you just basically play with the trigger angle to get it where you want, and after that you unlock the timing, and then you can continue about with your tuning. This just about covers it. Sorry that I could not actually show you guys the timing light being used. Hopefully it was clear enough so that you guys get the basic understanding. If you guys want me to make a more in-depth video or whatnot, just let me know and I'll cover that for you. Until the next one, stay safe, guys.